Hey guys, welcome back to the Sideline Sisters. We're here today with Bradley and Adam, who are both from our Syracuse program this past summer. You guys can say
Hi.
Hi.
Oh, hi.
Okay, do you guys just want to tell a little bit about yourselves, like individually, like what you do and whatnot out of the program, I guess, like your broadcast experience?
Mhm.
Yeah, I'll let Bradley start on this one.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, so I do multitude of things. So first of all, at my school, we have a broadcast program where we get to live stream all the games there. So my dream job is to announce football games
Mhm.
or football or basketball, I would say. But at our school, I have the opportunity to announce a bunch of different sports: football, basketball, baseball, soccer, volleyball. So it's a really good experience for me. We call ourselves Eagles in the Air. It's a great program there, and it's grown a lot this year. Last year we only had 5 people in the entire group. Now we have almost 20. So the growth that we've seen there is really cool. We get to just live stream the games, make graphics for the players, make highlights. It's good exposure for us, for the players, the team. And then on top of that, so that's just with my school. On top of that, I do a media company called Texas Private School Media, where we cover every single private school across all of Texas. And so we have people going to games. I live tweet a bunch of the games. So if I'm at one of my games for our school, then I'll do that game. Actually, last night we were on bye, so I went to Episcopal Kincaid, which is a big time top 5 game in the state. So that was really, really good. And then I get to interview players after, interview coaches, get to go to, I've gone to, I think I went to 6 state championships last year, so that was pretty cool. And then just I get to meet a bunch of cool players, cool coaches, and it's a lot of fun. We have a great time.
Yeah, that's
Bradley, before I introduce myself, I have a question for you. How,
Okay.
how do the Texas State Championships work? Because they always confuse me.
Yeah. So for private school, there's a bunch of different conferences in private school. You have SPC 4A and 3A. So then I went to both of those state championships. And then TAPS is like the bigger private school where if you aren't in SPC, you're most likely in TAPS. So there's 5 divisions in that. And then I went to those state championships. Wait, was that seven? Yeah, I guess 7. Okay. But then, so all of those games. And then there's also some schools are like too big to be in those conferences, like example, Straight Jesuit or Cornerstone Christian. So those schools play UIL. And that's a whole another deal because UIL is huge in Texas. Texas high school football is one of the biggest things in the state, so it's really cool. There's a school 5 minutes by me that is number 5, I think, in the state. But basically, how it works is you play your district for state. So the school that's right next to me, they're the best in the entire state right now. So they're going to win their district for sure, likely. Um, so yeah, it's split up into districts, and Texas has, I think, 38 districts right now. So yeah, there's a bunch of football being played.
Mm. Yeah, the reason I wanted to ask that, because I'm from Pennsylvania and we run through the PIAA and only through the PIAA. It is
Mm.
private, public. It depends on which sport, but it usually goes through 1A to 6A, and it's
Wow.
basically every school. So,
Yeah, we
yeah,
have
just a different system. So,
for sure.
I guess I'll introduce myself now. I'm Adam. I'm from Reading, Pennsylvania. I'm a senior in high school right now. Unlike Bradley, my school does not offer much of a broadcasting program. We have a couple of classes which I've taken, but that's really about it. So I've had to take the initiative outside of schooling to get sports broadcasting experience. The main one that I've been doing this fall, it's through something I created called the Student Sportscast, and we've been doing a lot of soccer games on video, which we expanded to. Did a couple of audio only baseball games in the spring. But it's just been really awesome to call play-by-play and also produce a really cool broadcast. I got started back in 2022 during the winter with this local website called Spotlight on Berks Sports. That's my county, Berks County. Um, and it's been really awesome. I write weekly articles with them. I started interning with a radio station here called WEU. That's been awesome. Now I work part-time with them. Also do some internship kind of stuff. It's like a hybrid. Also write for my school newspaper. So that's mainly what I do.
Yeah, I feel like I've seen like all of this like on your guys' Instagrams. Like I really wanted to know because like it all looks like very cool because like especially at my school, like add like just to add on what Adam said, like I really don't have anything. Like my school has like a journalism course, like a TV production course, and then like that's it. So like you kind of really have to like expand yourselves and like kind of just talk to the correct people and like they really can give you like the greatest opportunities, which is like really fun. So like to see you guys kind of take that initiative is like really cool. Like Bradley, I've literally seen like the whole like production on like your
Yeah,
Instagram.
yeah.
I'm like that's like so cool. And Adam, I saw you doing like play by play for soccer, I think, or like announcing or something. So I was
Yep.
like, it's so cool. Like I love that. Like that's awesome.
Yeah, it's really fun. It's really fun when you take the initiative on something and you know what you're doing matters.
Yeah, I mean, at least for me, I know I plan to announce varsity ice hockey in the winter, so it's like, I mean, it's more so not really like a nerve-wracking thing, but like, it's like I know if I didn't like say anything, I wouldn't have been able to get that. So it's like, it's just it's fun to take initiatives like that, you know? So
For
yeah.
sure, it definitely is. And I feel like that's something that like we could all say that we did with the Syracuse program that we went to.
Yeah.
That's definitely a level of taking initiative. We got to meet some really cool people, Professor Park, Professor Stomsky. Um, so yeah, I feel like that's a level of taking
Yeah.
initiative for sure also.
I mean, I
Yeah.
don't know about you guys, but sorry, wait, sorry, Maddie. You go.
Oh, I was just gonna ask, is there certain like skills or lessons you learned from our Syracuse
Yeah.
program that you've taken with you as you continue broadcasting for schools and other things in the future?
Adam, do you want to go?
Yeah, sure. I think just a lot of the production side stuff was really big for me because I've been talking on air for a little bit now. Gaining the confidence from getting some of those reps at Syracuse was big for me, but also, taking a look at production was like, oh, maybe I could try some of this stuff too. Towards the end of the course, we obviously had that ping pong tournament, and I produced that whole thing on
Wow.
video.
What
That
a
was a lot of
story.
We gotta
fun.
talk about that.
No, we
We will.
actually need to
Yeah.
talk about that.
We
We'll
will
go back
talk
to that.
more about ping pong, but I will say that the ping pong thing was big for me, and
Yeah.
the way I produced that was similar to the way I started producing the soccer. That was my first video live stream, and I've grown a lot from that. So
That's
Wait, the ping pong was your
crazy.
first live
Ping
stream?
pong?
it was not my first
Oh, okay.
live stream, my first video live stream.
I still
It was
watch
like
that.
well
Wow.
coached.
Yeah, I go back to that sometimes. It was good. What a time. That was so
That
fun.
was
Oh
fun.
yeah, it
That
was.
was like,
And it's the way you got like our whole hall. Well,
Yeah, in
down
the
to watch.
room.
And
Oh
the
yeah,
fact that
everyone was down there. It
people
was jumping.
were watching from outside, like
I just
oh,
remember there
I
was
remember
like
certain somebody watching from outside.
I remember
They had outside audiences.
yeah, I remember there was like this kid from Australia and he was like talking to us and he was like, "Is this your guys' grade?" And we're like, "No, we're just doing it for fun." And he was like, "This is what you guys do for fun?" I was like, "Of course it is."
For that. So
Yeah,
fun.
about that, I guess okay, I guess we could segue into that. Basically, Ethan had this idea because okay. Okay, this is about the ping pong tournament, but we went there down there every single night and played ping pong.
We were
And
there.
Yeah,
yeah,
we were
yeah.
watching
So
that.
it was competitive and we were
it
kind of
was.
like understanding like who was getting good. But then
Mhm.
Ethan and I had this idea. He said, "What if we had a tournament for this?" So then we decided to grab a couple guys and then we made the tournament. And then I asked Adam if we could live stream it, and he was like, "Yeah, I can figure it out."
Also,
And
where did you
You
find
figured it out.
I didn't know, Adam, I didn't know you had that much stuff like upstairs. Like,
yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
No,
when I
Yeah.
came
Where'd you
down,
put it?
like, I'm like,
I don't
literally
know,
the picture
but
of like the whole like thing because like I really want to like look at this as like we're talking about it because like
yeah,
it was a
it
whole
was
setup.
so. When I was going up to Syracuse, I had like 5 full like duffel bags worth of stuff. And it was like clothes, like mattress stuff, and then broadcasting equipment. I brought way too much for a 2-week class.
Wait,
Dedication
yeah, bro.
Yeah.
And then like the whole like when like they were like holding the camera and like it would just show like the audience, that was like amazing. Just the whole dynamic of it. I was amazed, honestly. Like
Yes.
And it
Also,
was filmed on phones. Like that's
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's the thing,
Yes.
yeah.
we didn't have
Oh
like
my God,
like
it
a lot of what
was.
was set up from you. Like we didn't have like huge crazy equipment either. Like
Yeah.
you guys knocked it out of the park.
I have
Like,
to say though, my favorite part was probably the walk-up songs.
Oh
Oh
my
That
my
was
God.
pretty
God.
sick.
Yeah.
They played the wrong song for me.
Oh my God. Noah's national anthem.
Oh my
That was sick.
gosh.
The ball boy?
Yeah.
Looking through the
The
video.
ball boy?
Yeah.
That was fun.
I'm crying right now. Oh my gosh.
Good
And
times.
yeah, who
Yeah,
did
fun fact, that was my most watched live stream on my channel by like
I'm not
5x
shocked. Like
up
it was
until
great.
this week where I finally passed it with an actual soccer game.
There you go.
Well, there you
Wasn't
go.
Professor Parkin Stomsky watching
Yep.
it?
Yes.
I
Yeah.
love
I
Yes,
that.
think
because
they
we
did.
watched the
So
national
cute.
And
anthem
then
the
we
next day in
rewatched it the
class.
next
Yeah,
day.
In
yeah.
class,
I have a
yeah.
video of
Yeah.
that. Stomsky's so
Yeah.
cute. Like they loved that. They loved it. Like they
But
They
really
they
did.
loved
missed
it.
the part where they missed our favorite part of the live
Oh,
stream.
when we were like in the
Yeah.
Oh
They're
my
like
God.
freaking out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or someone, Sabrina was freaking out.
I posted that on the account, and let me just share some backstory. A certain somebody walked in the room, and I didn't realize who it was, and I looked at him, and I fully jumped, like I looked like I saw like a ghost, and like it was really funny.
I
So
think we all know who that
I
person is.
wanted to go back to the live stream and take it because like we were dying about it. It was just like really funny, and we really wanted them to show that in class because like we like when it first initially happened, like it was like the funniest thing ever. Like we thought it was
Yeah.
so funny. Cause like he even show up at first. But he was in the tournament. He even showed like and then he
Yeah.
showed up randomly. And
Yeah.
I was like, what? Where'd you come
Okay,
from?
now I know who it is.
Yeah.
My brain even more. And I'm like,
I was like, where'd you come from?
I don't know.
That was so funny.
A man of many mysteries.
No,
Right.
literally. I really wonder like what he's doing. Like,
What's he up to now in life?
get him like
guys, we need to like form like a reunion, like a
he
we
was
don't
like
know
a
if
whole
it's
thing. We have to like initiate it. We will literally initiate a whole reunion, like Sideline Sisters Syracuse reunion or something like that. We're gonna make it happen.
Can we get a national
I
anthem?
put funds into it.
Can we have a national anthem for that?
yes.
Noah, oh my God,
Bring back Noah.
Bring back Noah. Like
Okay.
it's just so wait, but real quick, it's just so funny because like there were so many like great moments for that. Like we toured the dome, we toured like the
Yeah.
practice facilities, but
We
the
went to
best moment was the ping pong tournament. Like that was like my top
Also,
three ping pong.
I remember us all being so sad that night because we had that curfew.
Oh
like-
my
yeah,
God,
that's so
yes.
bad.
And we were so sad. And then we were like, wait, there's a ping pong game going on in our building. Like, why not go? And it like honestly brought back the energy of that night.
Oh,
Like
yeah,
I
it
think
did.
if we wouldn't have had that curfew, we wouldn't have had like that special of a night as we
Oh
did.
yeah, I agree.
I felt so bad for the kids in day hall though,
Yeah.
from our
Sure.
class.
That's
Some
why
of them
we just
snuck
took
over.
yeah, we took Henry over to play with
Yeah.
us.
Oh my God.
Someone got kicked out.
Yeah, that did happen.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's
Crazy.
bounce back to some questions. Um,
The good old days.
I feel like this question kind of relates to all of us, but how hard, like, what do you think is the hardest part about balancing kind of like your broadcast and like sports broadcast life versus like school? I know some of you guys talked about that you have broadcast kind of within your school, so it's like works out a little bit easier maybe, but how does that work in terms of balancing? Because I know that we kind of all have our struggles probably with balancing it ourselves.
I can take this one. So I would say that it's helpful to have the class in school because our teachers understand that. So, and especially like I would say my core classes, those teachers definitely they understand that I'm doing broadcast. So I have to leave early for some games. Like we had a game in Austin a couple weeks ago. That's 3 hours away. So like the teachers understand that like we're leaving early, so they'll push tests back for me. They're very lenient for sure. And it's a lot of fun because I go to school with the players who I'm talking about. So I get that kind of insider info because I'm close to them, not just on a broadcaster level, but also just like a friend standpoint.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean it's tough. I try and strive to take really good classes, so the workload can be a little intense. Thankfully, senior year, it's not, as heavy as I also do a lot of other stuff. I also have to balance out, how much of each broadcasting activity I do as well, because those can sometimes conflict. And it's sometimes hard for me to say no, but I have to learn that, sometimes you have to say no to people, and it's not easy to do that. Um, I'm also the class president of a class of 300 kids and at a school with 1,200, so that's certainly not easy. managing trying to get to all those meetings, plan all of our events, and then I'll have to speak at graduation, and then I have to balance all of that prep work out with all the broadcasting I do as well.
Yeah,
That's
I
good.
mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, because like I don't know, because I feel like with college apps too, it's like it's a big interference. So it's like it's so difficult to like I don't know how to explain it because like I also do like little things here and there, and it's like when I
I'm
have
just on
done,
autopilot.
yeah, exactly,
On
literally I'm on
autopilot.
autopilot, and like you can never make time for yourself, but like Adam said, sometimes you literally just have to say no, like because you need time for yourself too. So it's like,
Yeah.
but like it could be hard sometimes, you
I
know.
know, especially for like us when we're trying to figure out meetings for Sideline Sisters and stuff like that. Like, it definitely. Also, I'm 3 hours behind all of
Yeah,
them.
we're
Yeah,
working across
this
coasts.
True.
So,
I didn't even think about that.
so like, for at least for us, like balancing how everything works out, it's
Yeah.
definitely,
yeah,
especially since you all are over there and I'm West Coast.
she's over.
Yeah, definitely. I think that the fall, I don't know if I can speak on the behalf of Bradley, but the fall with all of the high quality sports that there are at a high school level, that makes it a lot harder because there's so many places to be. Um, and then you have college apps on top of that. You're getting into your first semester of the high school year. It's definitely not easy. Winter for me, I'm going to be a lot more laid back. I'm not doing my own broadcasting venture, so I'm going to take some time for myself, for scholarships, and also maybe make a couple of fun videos.
I would agree with that because fall have football and volleyball for us, and those are the two biggest sports at our school. Football because it's football, and then volleyball because our volleyball team has gone to the state final four for the past 5 years. So they're really good. So we get a lot of coverage of them. So this is definitely the busiest season that we have. And then on top of that, like Adam was saying, just the schoolwork and then college apps. But winter, I would say, is my most lenient. Spring isn't awful, but winter is for sure because our winter sports are basketball and soccer. Soccer because I don't even know why we have soccer in winter sport, but it is.
Yeah,
Interesting.
But yeah, it's like spring or fall everywhere else. But I play soccer, so that means I don't have to do the broadcast for them. So it's really just a basketball season for me. So that definitely makes it a lot easier.
Mhm.
Yeah.
This made me think it's like sometimes you have to do what you have to do, you know? So it's like fall's a little more like not as busy, but like I know for me my winter is gonna be so jam-packed because I'm also doing swim management and then I'm gonna be doing announcing. So it's like it's very much opposite for me, which is like tough because I also like do want to have the time for myself, but it's also like I said, you
Yeah.
have to do what you gotta do. And I mean, if you really want this, you're gonna take the steps to go towards it and give yourself that experience. So it's like
Mhm.
at the end of the day, I don't mind it, but also I do like to value that time for myself too.
Yeah. I'm trying to
Yeah.
like, oh, I do this
Yeah.
every time. I've been like debating if I should because I'm working with my school's media team now. It's not like not just for sports media, but just like media in general. And like I'm doing like a cover in a few weeks of like our big volleyball game, but also like I want to do like PA announcing for the basketball team in the winter, but like I also play basketball, so I try to figure out how I could balance that because obviously like I don't know if I'll make the varsity team, but if like I don't, it like actually kind of works out in my favor because then I could still do the varsity games while also playing, but then at the same time it's like kind of trying to balance that. So I'm trying to figure that out, but like on the topic of balancing, I guess that's like where my head's at for that.
I would say, like, I feel like all of us were getting like a taste of what our life is gonna look like when we go into the industry. Because I remember Stomsky was saying, once you start working in sports, you have like you miss like holidays, like you can't like go see your family. You work
Yeah.
10 hours a day. It's like long hours, and like I feel like now, like since we're young, we're kind of like realizing that, like, oh, like we need this time for ourselves. Like, I don't know. It's like we already have like that stress bubble, but
Mhm.
that's what I just remember what Domsky said to us.
I think about that a lot too. Like
Yeah.
honestly, like the amount of like special things like you're gonna miss, it's like crazy.
Yeah.
Like I ever since she said that, like I knew that in advance, but like when she actually said that, I was like, whoa.
Wow. Yeah, like really
Like
hit me.
it hit me. I was like, wow.
But I think the special part about that is that you're not doing a traditional job. You're
Yeah,
actually doing something that you genuinely love.
I agree.
Mhm.
And at least for me, like if I'm sacrificing those stuff, I just want to be doing something that I love. And so being able to like if I have to sacrifice long hours and all that, I'm glad I'm doing it towards something I'm passionate about, not just like a corporate job.
Oh,
Yeah,
hell
like
yeah.
I'm willing to have
Absolutely.
my weekend on Tuesday and Wednesday if it means that I get to announce sports games or work a camera for a sport game like that. I would take that any day of
Oh,
the
yeah,
week.
Yeah, I agree.
for sure. I know we've all talked about how like many of us have like sports programs at our school and some don't really have that big. So, what advice do you give to someone that's trying to get involved in sports broadcasting at their school?
Yeah, I'll take this one over. I've mentored a few people that want to do something like me, and I think the biggest thing is just try and find something, try and get involved. I will say throughout almost every school I've seen, unless you're a really small school, most have a
Mhm.
school newspaper. I think school newspapers are very, very important because writing is an essential skill. Um, and if you don't have a full-fledged broadcast program, even starting like a podcast can be big. Talk with your AD, see if you can do public address. Any on-air role that can help you, benefit you, make you more confident, that's key and you're really going to benefit from that as you can go into college and the professional world, and you'll already be ahead.
Yeah, I would say for what I've seen, the guy actually who started our program, Will Scott, he's a Syracuse alum. But so basically, he thought that it'd be really cool if we had a broadcasting program. And so he asked a bunch of people if he could create one. And with the help of funding, and they were able to get cameras going. And now it's a huge program about 20, I don't know, around 20 years after that. But even if you don't have something like that, you still have an opportunity. You can go to the sports games. And then I've actually done something. I went to a Texans game last year, and instead of just going to the game to watch as a fan, I practiced announcing it. Like I just got my phone and I did like a voice memos and I just announced it throughout. I didn't do the entire game, but just little snippets of it because any bit of experience is good, and then you can send that to different people. I've seen people over the summer. They'll ask a big public school around your area that's nearby, because baseball goes on throughout the summer. Just ask, hey, can I help out in any way, shape, or form? Because usually those big schools will be in need of people who can help them, whether it's run a camera or just run cords for them. Any experience is good experience, and always say yes to a job instead of saying no because that'll just push you forward and help you.
And something Bradley said that I kind of resonated with, announcing a fake game. I don't know if anyone here knows what backyard baseball is. It's a game that came out in like the 90s. It's like this retro crappy baseball game. That's where Pablo Sanchez is from. But what I used to do before I actually called a play-by-play game, this was in preparation for some of my spring baseball audio only games. I'd just sit here, live stream on like Twitch and call a spectated backyard baseball game as if it was, actually going out to people. And that helped me gain confidence and know exactly what my flow was like. I also did like a couple MLB games, like fake like prep sheets and, actually called the game based on, full things that I saw on YouTube.
Yeah, I did something like that also. It was my sophomore year, right before I announced my first game. It was a big football game. We got killed that game because we played a really good team. But right before that, I college football had started by then. So it was an Ohio State Penn State game, and I was home alone. My parents and sisters, they went somewhere else. I forgot what they were doing. But I was home alone, and I said, you know what? Why not just live stream YouTube and then just radio announce this Penn State Ohio State game? So I did that, and it was fun, honestly. It was kind of cool just doing something different, and then I feel like that kind of prepared me for the game that I had later that week for sure.
So, as you talk about like in the future, what exact job do you see you guys doing in sports, behind the scenes, in front of the camera? What does that look like to you guys?
Bradley, do you want to start with this one?
Yeah, for sure I can. So I kind of talked about it earlier, but I would say my dream job for sure is to be a professional announcer. In either football, basketball, or baseball. I feel like those are the sports that I know the best. So I would love to do that. But then starting this year, because we've grown our class so much, I've had the opportunity to actually direct and produce some games. So I get the really cool setup. We have 6 cameras, announcers, replays. So we have all that going, and then getting to call out, oh, camera one, ready one, take one, and then oh, I got a replay on 6. Let's go there. Like having the opportunity to do that and practice that is something that almost no one gets. Even at the collegiate level, a lot of people don't get that experience. So I could definitely see myself somewhere in the station for sure. Tech directing's fun, and then but I would say my dream job is announcing, even though it is super hard to get. My mom mentioned this. We were talking one time. She said, "You want to announce? You think about how many people are in a broadcast. It's about 100 people. Only 2 of those people are the announcers. So it's very like difficult job to get, but I that's my goal, and I'm gonna strive to do so."
Yeah, I can relate to Bradley. I think I've had my heart set on calling play-by-play for a long time, even before I actually started doing it. I mean, I used to like go in the shower and just listen to like MLB like highlight reels of the best play calls and just like reenact them. That was a long time ago, but it was just something cute that I look back at. I'm like, yeah, my heart has always been set on this. Even before I knew I wanted to be in sports media. It's just for me, and I know it's hard, but I think I have the dedication to keep going and try to fill a top role because I believe I have the confidence and ability to entertain people, to have the energy to call play-by-play. I'm also, of course, 4 years of college coming up and love to see what I can do there with production or other kind of stuff. I think that Syracuse class really opened my eyes towards some of it, so I'd be willing to check it out. I've also created a lot of highlight package reels. I took another Syracuse class before the one we had in person. That was an online one. And that was actually really good in teaching me how to create a highlight news package. So I've enjoyed that, but I think overall, I think I am meant to be on the air talking about sports in some way.
I feel like kind of adding on to that, we asked this question in our last interview, but like what got you into like sports broadcasting? Like, do you kind of remember like a key moment or anything?
Yeah, my first time in sports media. So our school has a really good football program. We have taken 2 straight losses, which is a little unfortunate. But when I was a freshman, we had this commit that was going to Penn State. His name's Joey Schlaffer. He plays tight end, and um, Joey was really awesome at our school. He was probably the best player in our county, only behind Nick Singleton, who you guys probably know. And Joey, I got the chance to interview him for about 5 minutes, did a piece on him in the newspaper, and then a friend of our family referred me to this like Facebook post, like recruiting people to join this like sports website, which I said Spotlight on Berk Sports, and from there I've just kind of grown and done more and more and developed a love for the craft.
Yeah, so for me, I would say I kind of always knew that I wanted to work in sports industry because that was my life growing up was sports. I played sports, I watched sports, and like I could tell you any statistic from the 2015 era of that NFL. Like I knew sports like in and out, but I didn't really know that like exactly what I wanted to do until I kind of thought about it. My grandma asked me one time, I remember, she said, "What do you want to do when you grow up?" And I didn't really know the answer, but then I thought about it a little bit and I said, I would love to be a play-by-play guy for sports, whether NFL, NBA, or MLB. I feel like that would be super cool opportunity. And then I feel like that's actually it's not the reason why I picked where I go to school, but it's one of the big factors was that they have a really strong program with Eagles on the air. And I didn't get in my freshman year, and which is kind of funny because my teachers say that they regret that since I'm one of the people who works the hardest in that class now. But I didn't get in my freshman year, but then ever since sophomore year, I've had a great time just growing the program so much, and it's grown a lot now. I think within the past 30 days, we have over 100K views on our Instagram. So it's definitely growing a lot. The graphics are getting pushed out, a lot of the highlight stuff, and I'm happy to say and proud to say that majority of that is because of me.
Since we have like about 5 minutes left, we want to open the floor to you guys if you guys want to ask any questions to us that we can answer.
And if not, it's perfectly fine.
So
Yeah.
so you guys, yeah. So you guys all play sports.
Mhm.
How do
Yes.
you think playing sports helps you in the booth or behind the camera or whatever you're doing?
Yeah, for me, it definitely, I mean, I do cross country, so it's not like as much of like team sport, but definitely understanding the storylines and really having that personal connection helps you understand the story you're telling through broadcast or writing or behind the cameras. It just really helps, at least for me, like figure out what angle I want to take or what's actually happening. And having that perspective, I think really helps you in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah. With basketball, like honestly, like knowing more about like the players' minds, because like I know how my mind works during basketball. So like I guess having that aspect of um playing basketball my whole life and using that on the court and then also using that with the broadcasting point of view. Um and yeah, like knowing how like teams work, plays being drawn up, stats, like that aspect.
Yeah. Kind of adding to that, like I play a lot of like low level sports, I would say, other than like track and field, but like just knowing the X's and O's. I actually just started playing like soccer for fun this year, and like I've always been like I don't know. I guess like people on my team have always like acknowledged the fact that I know the X's and O's of a game because just playing other sports in my life, like no matter at what level it's at, like you learn the basics of like just again like the way the game works. So I think that will really come in handy, especially if I'm like learning a new sport to like talk about or something, since I'm not very well versed in a ton of sports yet. I feel like just knowing the X's and O's of a game will just be really helpful.
Yeah, I mean, I run track and like it kind of just like all the other girls really hit like the main points. Like really like when you play the game, like you really know like the X's and O's of it. So it's like if you know the rules, you're gonna, I guess, really like explain it well, and also like you know the mental challenges, like you know how it really works. So it's really gonna help you in terms of broadcasting, and it's like you know an athlete's perspective, and it really helps you.
Yeah.
I also have one question. So I about the Sideline Sisters, I kind of just saw it pop up on Instagram one day, and then ever since then I've been keeping up with the content. But what kind of sparked the idea for that to make an Instagram page, a website? Like, how did that start?
I go. It's gonna be really simple. We were on a FaceTime call and it just happened. Like that's literally
Oh,
what
literally.
we were just on a FaceTime call and we were like, what if we just did this? And then we just created everything in one sitting.
And
Wow.
not for nothing, like we were kind of like a bit, I guess, like I don't want to say nervous, but like we weren't like we were
We
very
were
unsure.
apprehensive. We were
Yeah,
apprehensive.
exactly, because like we didn't really like want to do it on our own, if that makes sense. So it's like, why don't we just all do this together? We
Yeah.
have the same passions. We want this, like we want similar like career
Like we
paths.
wanted to go
Not like
through it together so it wasn't like
exactly, yeah.
nerve-wracking to go through it independently. And I think like what we've done, what we've taken the account, we've done takeovers and like we've posted those takeovers on our personal accounts like to like as collaborators. So I think that's really helped like viewership on both sides. So like helping not only our account as like a group, but also our individual accounts.
Yeah.
So I would say I like we were apprehensive at first because we wanted to continue posting, but we didn't want to continue posting personally, if that makes sense, just because of like the nervousness of
Yeah.
factor. So I
Yeah.
think we did it as a group to just make it a little bit more easy. But I feel like now that we've done it as a group, I don't mind now posting on my
I
personal.
agree. I
Like I
agree.
feel more confident to do that.
Exactly. I agree.
And so it's something remarkable that I think about you guys is something that I think every sports broadcaster should, a mindset that they should have. I mean, the Sideline Sisters, you guys are growing still, but it's
Yeah.
content that looks very professional and you guys, present yourself as if the whole world is seeing you. And I
Yeah.
think that's important. When you're talking, even if you have three listeners, act like, you're calling a game that the whole country, the whole state, the whole world is seeing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the importance of it, is that
Yeah.
it's not our who's viewing how many. I just think that the idea of the practice and like the skills that we're trying to attain and like provide,
I
I think is
definitely
Yeah.
agree.
Thank you so much, Adam and Bradley. We really appreciate your time. And we hope to see you guys soon, interview you soon, and can't wait to see what you guys are up to.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Peace
Thank
out.
you.
Yes.
Juice.
Wait, we should do it again. All together. 3, 2, 1.
Yes.
Juice.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, thank you.
Thank you all.